Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, my
Look
goodness.
who's back, and I'm so happy.
I am happy to be back. It's always fun to be with all of you, and I missed you guys so much. So
We missed you, too.
Well, thank you for holding down the fort. You were awesome.
You know, anytime, boss.
Okay. Can I go to the Bahamas next week or something?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm ready for a vacation.
Live from the Bahamas.
There you go. All right, everyone. We're so happy you're here. And, you know, no matter where in the world you're coming from, we're grateful that you chose to spend some time with us today. Welcome to Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Don't do that. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and it wouldn't be a crazy day without Cheri around. So she had me laughing right before the last minute. So hi, Cheri. Welcome.
Hey, welcome. Never ask Cheri what she's doing for Valentine's Day.
Exactly. We'll just
I was
keep
ready.
it our
She
little
said that.
secret.
She's like, yeah, look, I got my
I know.
Valentine's shirt on.
You do, and it's very, very
Very
cute.
cute. Yeah.
I love it. You know, all of you have had these Valentine, you know, sweatshirts and sweaters, and I'm kind of feeling
They're
like I
all
should have
over.
been on it this
They
year.
are all over. I've been surprised.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so fun, and that's why I bought some. I'm like, this is just fun.
It is fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Hearts are not just for Valentine's.
No, that is true. That is true. You guys have any fun plans for the week?
Well,
because it is at the end of the week.
My granddaughter is wrestling in the state tournament, so we will be spending the
Yay.
day, Valentine's Day, in the state tournament.
Oh, that's
That sounds
exciting.
fun.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Tell us her name.
Paisley.
Okay, shout out to Paisley. We're rooting for you, girl.
Yes, yes.
That's awesome.
She is Kimber and Dakota's sister. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to wrestle with her?
No. No.
That just sounds awful, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
something about a headlock or something just does not. Yeah. I was the cheerleader dancer, and I only have one granddaughter that is taking after my my genetic capability. All the rest are like serious sports girls, and I'm like, I don't know who you were. I like the bows and the skirts.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Well, shout out to Barb who's out there. She's saying, oh man, those desserts look so good. Yes, they do, don't they? And Barb, that's the perfect segue into theme number 1, because we're talking about dessert first quilting
Dessert
this week.
first quilting, yes. And so what is the perfect way then to start?
With dessert.
Yeah, 'cause
I
we're talking
know.
layer cakes. Layer cakes. And
Right.
so
We normally, you know, hold out the recipes till the end of this show,
Not today.
but not today. So let's dig in.
Let's
shall we?
dig in.
Okay. All right, Allison, do you want to do the honors of
Yes.
how we're going to do this together?
Okay, well,
And-
let's just first talk about our difference. So we kind of had a little
It's a
Things
competition.
Live competition.
everything has to be a competition when you've got her around. Yeah.
Right.
Why not?
So when we were talking about a layer cake, my dad's favorite dessert is a trifle. And a trifle is, in a sense, a layer cake.
Yes.
And so we decided that we were each going to share a different trifle recipe that we love.
It was fun.
So my trifle recipe is this one right here, and it is a white chocolate raspberry
Let's
trifle.
go ahead and
Okay.
dig into it.
All right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so this is angel food cake, but you can use pound cake.
Okay.
And then it has a raspberry and a white chocolate and a cream. And so I'm gonna dish 3 because I'm
Okay.
gonna put them all together.
Now, you had told me before the show started, I said to each one of you, I said, what is that secret ingredient in there that somebody might not recognize from the beginning? And yours is?
So in the middle, it's you take cream and white chocolate. Has to be a
White
good white
chocolate.
chocolate.
Okay.
Melt it together, and then you mix it with your cream layer.
What's considered a good white chocolate?
I really like a Ghirardelli or a Girard or some
Okay.
white chocolate.
Okay, nice. All right. So white chocolate, there's a cream layer in there. And
Do you want all three together on the plate?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't recognize that because, when you think chocolate, you're thinking dark and
Yep.
and it's not there. So that is very interesting.
And it is beautiful.
It is a beautiful
Yes. You win for
trifle for
presentation.
sure.
Well, I mean, there's some tough competition.
There you go.
It is.
Okay.
And we do have recipes for all of you
the
included
website.
today. So
Yep.
they can be found on the website. Download them and
Yep.
they're absolutely free for you.
Yep.
Okay, so
All right.
can't wait to try the white chocolate raspberry truffle. Okay,
Cheri?
Cheri,
All right.
it's your
You get to
turn.
dish yours.
Okay, so the one I made is, I did banana pudding because I love it so much. And we actually, the three of us together, have had emotional support banana pudding before.
Yes.
Maybe that's what we should call this recipe.
Emotional support banana pudding.
I like that.
Yes, and
Okay.
so-
yeah, we had it in Texas.
Yes, we
right?
did, and it was.
It's kind of a
we had it
tradition.
twice. That's how much
was so
emotional
good we went
support-
back.
Yes. So, and kind of like secret ingredients, I will say my secret ingredients is it's not banana pudding.
What?
It is vanilla pudding, but the banana's in there, and so.
Oh, that's interesting.
So-
yeah, that's kind of a different take that you wouldn't normally think
Yeah,
of.
you would think, oh yeah, put banana pudding, but no, it's vanilla.
Okay, all right.
All right, Alice says she makes one with brownies, Butterfinger, and Heath pieces.
Okay, that sounds to die
over,
for. I love
Alice.
that. That sounds really, really
Yeah.
good.
All right, Kris.
Okay, well, mine is a lemon berry trifle. All right, so again, we're using pound cake on this one, but you could use the angel food cake as well. Now, my secret ingredient in here, well, there's no lemons, but there is lemon curd.
I like lemon curd better
Yes.
than lemons anyway.
I agree. So lemon curd is in here, and you're mixing that in with real whipping cream, of course, only the good stuff, and some powdered sugar.
Yum.
So and a little bit of vanilla, and we have way too much on these plates.
I know.
ladies. I'm like, wow. I think everyone in the studio here is like, yes, we get to have some of this
You know
today.
who was sad? That he had to go back to the warehouse? Todd. We were pulling these out, and he's like,
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So I
Ooh.
cannot wait.
okay.
Okay, so which one first?
Yeah.
Let's do Allison's
Alice's
first.
first.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's really good.
That is good.
We are not part of the Clean Plate Club, ladies. I'm just
No.
saying.
No, but that's really good.
Yeah. Just that
Okay.
hint of white chocolate makes it so good. Okay,
I love the angel
banana
food
next.
cake on
Let's
it.
see if this is.
Okay.
Let's see if this banana support pudding.
Do you have some kind of cracker, graham cracker? What is
Vanilla
it?
wafers are in
Vanilla
there.
wafers. Okay.
Okay,
I should know better. You only have banana pudding with
vanilla
wrap.
wafers. Delicious.
That is really good because it's not overly banana because you
Yeah.
use the vanilla
I think
pudding.
I like it better without the with the vanilla.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good.
All right.
And then the last one is the lemon berry, and I love the cream on this one.
That is good.
That's refreshing.
With the lemon curd, that's just,
All right.
I could take that by the spoonful.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have to try them all before Valentine's Day and write in which is your favorite because I can't choose. This is
Wow.
delicious.
It is really good. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just the lucky one because I get to sit back here while you guys do thing number 2, and I just get to enjoy the trifle.
We're gonna come back to 3 empty bowls.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So again, this week it's all about dessert first quilting. Thus, that's why we had to do this. But we also are talking about layer cakes today. And Allison and Cheri have come up with a darling quilt that you are going to love. And it's made with 1 layer cake. And you're going to learn some great techniques, including how do you combine those blocks together, right? They're going to show us how to do that right after this.
Last week on Three Things Live, we introduced freedom as the new Stitch Your Story theme for February.
It's an ongoing series where you tell your story to future generations in the quilt blocks you'll make throughout the year.
We talked about the word freedom and what it means to each of us. We shared our Stitch Your Story blocks and how we made them, and we shared some of your stories you've shared with us.
We also had Susan Goldman Rubin, and she shared some highlights from her book, The Quilts of Gee's Bend, a historical overview of the 200 years of quilt making in this African American community.
Join us live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch up on last week's show via Facebook and YouTube by clicking the links below.
Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile,
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
Calling all creative minds. We want to see the creative borders you've sewn. Show us your wackiest, most clever ways you've bordered your projects. Send your photos to marketing@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com and we may use them on Three Things Live.
Hi, Allison.
Hello. If you're just joining us, I'm Allison,
I'm Cheri.
and we drew the short straw. Because guess who's sitting over there eating
Layer cakes.
while we
our
have to
trifles.
work? I mean,
Oh, well, let's get our layer cake done so we
Yes.
can go back and enjoy those
Yes.
desserts.
And we suggest you make one of each because there's no way. They're all so different and also delicious.
Yeah,
so.
they all have that different,
Right.
and you think they're all similar, but no, there's
Nope.
there's flavors in there that are good in all of them.
All right. Well,
So-
Cheri, this is so fun. I am loving this quilt design.
Okay,
So,
this has been fun. It's been fun to kind of put together, and I don't have a long arm, and so part of what we did is make this so you can even do this at home all the way.
right.
So let's get started on this.
I'm wondering if they can give.
Do they want to take a look at?
Sorry, Nicole. Yes, this is what we're doing. Is this fun quilt right here, and you did that all on your machine?
Yes, I did. So it was all.
Stand up and.
Right here. So there it is. So we've got all of the layer cake pieces, and then we've got some sashing that we use to quilt it as we go. So
Yep.
that is what we're going to be showing
Right,
you.
right. Okay, so
Okay.
we were challenged
Yes,
to
we
do
were.
something with a layer cake.
Yeah.
And so it's all about the pre-cuts this week, and so we chose a couple of layer cakes.
Yep.
And the one we're going to be working with today is called Love Blooms.
Loves looms. So we're just going to take one of these, and what we do first is we just make a cut, okay? And so we're going to take this, and I just would square it up on my board here, and then I would take and make one cut. And I want to make sure it's the same as all the others that I've already done.
Now, if you're panicking right now, we made the cut for you.
Yes.
You don't have to
Yeah.
determine. So
No,
there's
yeah.
also a pattern
Yes.
on the website. It is not free in the club, but there is a pattern. But if you don't want to use the pattern, you simply just make one cut.
Yeah.
And don't be scared.
And
Cheri and I did
actually-
it.
Can we make it free in the club? I like my friends there.
Okay.
Should we do it?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So this has got the grippy on it, and it's moving my fabric there. Okay. So we've got it. We're just going to make a cut, and then you're going to end up with these two pieces. Okay. So we've got them there,
Okay.
and then we're going to just cut all of my fabrics. If you're doing a layer cake, you've got 42 of them, so I would cut all of them exactly the same, and then I just would take my pieces and I just would go one down. And so
Right.
everyone was sewed to a different one. So I would just
Yep.
take the top one off, put it on the bottom, and just sew.
Right.
Okay? So we've got that, and then we sew them together, and we end up with something like this.
Perfect.
Okay, so we've got this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut it one more time, exactly the same way that we did before, but we're gonna turn it.
Okay.
So let's cut it, go like this, and we're actually gonna go this way. Okay, and we're gonna do that exact same cut, and right to there, and cut.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we have pieces that look like this, and I'm just gonna bring some more in just to show you how that works, because I have all of these here, and now I can decide, do I want this one to be pinks? Do I want this one to be however
So
I
you
do
didn't
it?
take another one and move it to the bottom. You kind of just
yeah,
fussy cut.
I kind of fussy cut type of a thing.
'Kay.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna do, like maybe we wanna do this one to this one, right, like that, where we have 2 whites and 2 pinks together, or we can flip it however we want. So let's do this. Let's actually do one that's a little bit darker, like that.
Okay, just for the sake of the
Just
they
for the
can see
sake
that.
of the, yep. Okay, so we've got those 2 right there, and I am just gonna flip this over and kind of match up my middles. If your middles don't match, they should, but if they don't match, there were some that it didn't, and I just would stitch it and make it work. It was fine.
All right.
Because you have
so this
4
is
pieces.
kind of one of those quilts that it all goes. I
It
mean,
all
you know,
goes.
So
Yep,
this
it
is a
doesn't
great
matter.
beginner quilt, I think, because you really do stitch. All right, I am going to actually, we're using the Altair 2 here, and I'm going to actually, because I want a 1/4 inch square, I'm going to change it to my Q2 and my number 2, so I can use the edge of my presser foot on this right here, because I want to do a perfect 1/4 inch square first before I do any decorative stitches.
Yep. And I will tell you on this, like, as I cut those and sewed them back together, it's, on this one I think I did it to one side. It's easier if you do press your seams open.
Okay.
So that's
so
kind of a
are you saying
good
I
tip.
get to press right now?
Yes, and press that seam open.
Okay. All right, so here I am again on my own,
And I
going
did
down the only road I've ever known.
something else I think helps. I mean, here we have the fantastic Laura Star, but at my house I don't have the fantastic Laura Star. I just would use.
I know, I'm still waiting for that Christmas gift,
Are you?
that Christmas bonus.
I used
from
Terrio Magic
girlfriends.
on this one because you are on the bias on both cuts.
Okay.
And so it just helped it kind of keep it a little bit of
So
stiffness
Terrio
to it.
Magic
Yep,
or
Terrio
any other
Magic, any other.
start.
Yep. But, or if you have the Laura Star,
Then you get
take a sigh and just be so happy that it's you. Because look at that. Flatten those seams.
okay.
So we have this one, and you can see we just keep making all of these until we have all of
This
them all the way done.
is the perfect Dateline quilt.
The perfect, it is. I watched 2 episodes while I was doing this.
Okay.
So I did not need my Dritz pen to write a confession.
Okay, good.
So we're good.
All right.
Okay,
you
so-
know, you know.
Yep. So we have these all done. We're just gonna take one and we are going to cut our batting.
Okay.
So the
we're
batting,
using Kimberbell Project batting.
We use Kimberbell's Project batting. We cut them all. And if you are doing a full quilt, you need 2 of the,
40 by 40.
no, not the 40 by 40. You need 2 of the 19-inch by 3 yards.
Oh, okay.
And then it works out perfectly. I think you end up with like 2 extra squares or something
Okay.
like that. With the 40 by 40, you don't quite get there.
Okay.
I couldn't figure, I mathed it, I couldn't quite figure it out.
Okay,
But
so two
2.
19 by 38 inches, and
Yeah.
you're cutting your blocks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it tells you what size in the pattern.
Yep.
It works out perfectly. So, okay, so we're gonna lay this on here, and now we're going to do a decorative stitch, and we're gonna go across both of these lines here, and it's going to stitch it down to your batting,
Okay.
okay?
So you're not putting a backing on it, you're
Nope.
just putting
Yep,
the project batting.
we're just putting the batting on this, no backing yet.
Okay.
Okay. There's lots of ways to do quilt as you go.
Right.
So this is just one of them. And we are going to do this, and let's look at the decorative stitches. We talked about them a little bit.
I love that we're using decorative stitches because
Yes.
I very rarely use them on my machine because I'm like, well, I don't know when I would.
Yeah, what do I do with those?
Yep.
So, so on the Altair, we can go into the character decorative stitches. And there are so many decorative stitches here. So if we look at that, like, you know, these just go down for pages and pages. There's some cute little hearts.
Right.
There's little bees. There's all kinds of little stuff
Tulips,
like yes.
shamrocks. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, if you were doing this quilt as just a fun little holiday quilt,
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
how cute is that? I mean,
Yeah.
look at all those hearts and flowers on there.
But I will tell you, those are going to take you a little while to stitch out. So
Okay.
we're not going to do that for us. We're going to come back to the utility stitches, and there's great stitches here too. We're going to go, one of my favorite ones to use is just the serpentine stitch.
And that's just a little wiggly.
Just a little wiggly. So we're going to let you
And most
do
machines
that.
anymore have decorative
Yes.
stitches on
Yes.
there. So
They have some kind, this I kind of want to show, like, you don't have to do much to have that decorative stitch down, or you can do a lot. So
okay,
go ahead.
I'm going to turn on my guide beam, which is we're lucky enough to have on
Yes.
this machine, because that helps me keep this. One of the things about decorative stitches that I really is don't watch your stitch, watch your guide beam where it's
Yes.
going. Because if you watch your stitch, you're going to be all over the place. So, all right, I'm going to slow my speed down just a little bit, and I'm going to just watch that guide beam and make sure I'm straight, and I'm just going to let the machine do the work for me. Keep that guide beam right down the seam as I go down here. And that is so helpful. So like I said, on this Altair 2, we are really lucky. If not, you know, there are a lot of different products out there that you can put on your machine. And as you come through here, you'll see that we have this diagonal seam tape. That's another great product to keep your decorative
Yeah.
stitches going.
But isn't that a fun stitch? Because
Yes.
it just sews it so
I can't
nice.
wait.
and-
I can't wait for you to show everybody. Hey, here it comes.
And so,
I
like,
hope they can see it.
You get to be kind of the author of your own quilt. And so if you look at this and you're like, hey, I just love that stitch, all of them could be exactly the same, and it's going to be okay.
Should we change to pink and see if that shows up a little bit
let's
better?
change to the pink thread.
Okay. That's the other fun thing is you can use some of this embroidery
Yes.
thread. So if you are not an embroiderer but you want to use, I mean, there's some really pretty threads.
Yeah. And in the other quilt, like I pulled out some darker colors just to make the threading, the decorative stitches pop. So it kind of depends on what look you want to go. Do you want those decorative stitches to kind of be the star, or do you want them to be more subtle, which is kind of what I decided on here was let's go a little bit more subtle and make them match, make them blend in. Okay.
Okay.
So
do you
let's-
want to change the stitch?
Yeah, let's change the stitch.
Okay, which one should we do?
Which one do you want to do?
I don't care. You choose.
Let's choose another one. I loved this little, this one's a little bit more intense.
Okay.
No, not that one. I can't see them because of the camera. Let's try that one.
Okay.
So this is
All
just
right.
kind of the little diamond ones.
Okay. Why don't you answer some of the questions while I do
Would
this?
you also use the stitch in the ditch foot with the decorative stitch, or would it not work? It probably depends on which stitch. I will tell you that some of those really character design ones are really wide. And if you change your foot from your 1/4 inch to your whatever foot you're using for your decorative stitch, your 1/4 inch foot will not work. You will break a needle twice. Just
Twice?
saying.
Asking for a friend.
Asking totally for a friend, and I hate that sound when it does that, but that's exactly what happened. I was like, I forgot to change my foot back. So it probably depends mainly on the which stitch width you're going with.
If you're using a Baby Locker and Altair 2, and I'm sure most of the machines out there are like this, watch what foot it recommends at the
like
top.
this one, it says the J foot, and so. All right, so we've got one all done there for us, and it's on, you can look here and see that it's stitched onto that batting. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim it. And you have quite a bit of room you're working with here that we're gonna trim back down because you want, you know, all of your dog ears. If you're off a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all gonna work out because you have a little bit of room here. So we're just
So that's
gonna.
why it's really great to match that
Yes.
seam, because you know you're going to trim the edge off instead of
Yes.
try to start and stretch.
Yep. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna flip it and trim.
Look how pretty those are.
Yeah.
You know what? I just love the thought of all of these stacked so pretty in your sewing room before you put them together, because they just are so flat and perfect.
Yeah. Don't they look?
Yes.
And you can see right there, we're not, even though it's not on the batting, once we trim it, it is perfect. So we've got that all there. And then our next step, and we've got another one here, so you can see how pretty they look, but we are gonna take this, and I've done a couple here already, that we are going to take these like this, and we're going to stitch in a sashing. I was trying to think of the name of it. So the sashing is going to take up that seam allowance, is going to be where our batting lays in there.
So you don't have that little like.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to do this. We're going to sew this right sides together with this sashing. That one's not trimmed. Which one was trimmed? This one is trimmed. Right. So we're going to just sew that right sides together with that, and then we will with our straight stitch.
Okay.
And then we will show you how to sew both of them.
And we're going to use a 1/4 inch seam on there
Yep.
too. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
That was funny. I was like, why is that bigger?
Okay.
We didn't trim that one. And this is another one, like when I was putting it together, I'm like, it's so nice to be able to press this afterwards too, and just press that batting back into that seam, and it just lays there so nice and flat.
Yep.
So after trimming, you're gonna trim them down to 9 inches.
Okay. Want me to press it?
Yep, go ahead and press it. All right, and look at that.
Oh, so pretty.
So when you go to finish it, what you're going to do is you're just gonna put it on the backing.
Okay.
And you've already got your batting in there.
You're right.
So you're just gonna sew your sashing strips.
And just stitch in the ditch
And just,
right there.
Yep, you can stitch in the ditch. I actually loved doing that serpentine stitch.
Oh, right down the middle of it.
Right down the middle. So you can do that too. And so it just, I did them in between all of the things and then across the rows.
Sure, you're a genius.
Yep.
Very, very pretty. Well, we have 2 different layer cakes.
Yes,
that
we do.
are available on our website under new releases. They'll also be available for comment sold tomorrow. One is the Love Blooms, which is what we have, which is really, really sweet. That's
It is
so
really cute.
fun.
It has some little heart designs in there, but they're not, most of them aren't over the top Valentine's. So if
Right.
you're looking for just like a little quilt that can go for more than just Valentine's Day,
Yep.
it is that one, because we've already talked about hearts are not just for Valentine's Day. And the other one is super cute, is Callie & Co.
Right.
And such fun, bright colors.
Lots of you are doing the mystery quilt,
Yeah.
and we thought it would be fun to just also have a layer cake, you know, that
Yeah.
to correspond with that. Cheri, I loved that.
Isn't
I am so
much fun?
excited. Yes.
And you can finish it on your own at
And
home.
we all have layer cakes laying around probably that we can get doing this. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
start to finish quilt, absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to see. I'm going to trade Kris spots because she's going to show us something really great in the Discover portion,
Awesome.
and we'll be right back after this.
Calling all long arm enthusiasts. Come meet up with my girlfriend's quilt shop at the Handy Quilter headquarters in Salt Lake City. Learn from the pros and finally master the long arm quilting machine. If you are thinking of buying a long arm or just need some informed practice, then join us March 5th through the 7th. The pricing for this event is unbeatable, and we'll also be offering discounts on all the needed supplies. So, yeah, you can afford to come. For more information, visit us at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com or click the link below.
Worth every penny. The club is exceptional. I've been a member since it began. and will continue to renew. They offer a variety of activities, learning experiences, and an abundance of free patterns and videos. The girl and guy friends in the club provide a method of communication to share and to learn with friends of similar interests who then become more like family. Laura Galto, 5 stars.
That was one of your best performances.
Yes, I'd like to thank the Academy. Okay, Miss Abby, no trifle for you, girl. I saw that come on. I thought, oh, geez. Okay. Anyway, well, welcome back, everyone. Hey, Allison, Cheri, fantastic. I love this quilt behind us. You did such a wonderful job. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know what? This looks like it would go together so quickly, right?
It does. It really does. And
I mean-
and just being able to take it all the way.
Yes. All the way from start to finish,
Yeah.
because you are using the quilt as you go method, and I absolutely love that. So nice job. Again, remind us where they can get the pattern.
The pattern is on the website, and I did see it's free.
It's free in the club. Yeah,
I took
I
care of
saw
you
that
guys.
Good job. I bet you got a lot of fans out there right now. And also on the website, again, you don't want to miss out
No,
on these
these are so
darling
cute.
layer cakes. Oh my gosh. So fun. And in fact, I'm taking this one home today. You know, Valentine's Day is Friday, it's fine. Valentine's Day 2026, 27 is fine, you know. But I think this would make a darling Valentine quilt.
It is. Like I
So-
said, it's got hints of it, but it's not so over the top. But it is really cute fabrics.
Okay, love it. All right, well, you know, as we've been talking about, layer cakes, jelly rolls, pre-cuts of all kinds. And if you were with us yesterday with Amy Smart, she alluded to the idea and the fact that they often come with pinked edges. Do you know why that is?
I would think it was they want to shed on you.
Yes, they want to cause misery and harm. Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's where that lint roller comes in handy.
It really does.
But it's really to help them to not unravel,
Yeah.
and you don't have actual threads coming out all over the place. But the interesting thing about pre-cuts is this. Oftentimes, one of the most asked questions that we get is, how do you know where to sew? Where do you put your presser foot? And so the discovery that I wanted to share with you today is this, that not all pre-cuts are created equal. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. So here's an example of some mini charms. This came as a pre-cut, and you can see here that it's got some pinked edges going on. And so oftentimes people think, well, do I sew from the inside of that pinked edge? So am I sewing from the valley, or am I sewing
And this is
from
a
the
is a mini
The
pink.
peak.
This is like a little teeny mini pink.
Some
Yeah.
you know, depending on the company that you're, you know, using their pre-cuts, some are actually quite a bit larger,
Yes.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, this is supposed to be 2.5 inches. So I've got a 2.5 inch square of just regular fabric that I cut exactly at 2.5 inches. Now let's take a look so we can see, does it actually end up being the same? Look at that. There's actually a little bit of difference there. So, and this one, I can see a little bit of difference. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's not too bad. Well, it's not too bad if you're sewing one or two.
Yeah.
But if you're sewing a whole bunch of them, that can lead to a snowball effect, right? Something that started out as really small could actually end up making, you know, a bigger difference in your quilt. So, you know, if you're trying to have exactness, and you're not getting it, you're wondering, why are my corners not matching up? Why is this not working out? You may want to take another look at your pre-cut and make sure, am I going to sew this from the peak of that, pinked edge, or am I going to sew it from the valley? And it really can make a big difference. Another example is this one right here. We've got a 10-inch layer cake, and someone actually mentioned in the comments, I was reading while you guys were talking during theme number 2, she said not all layer cakes are exactly 10 inches, and that's exactly true. Now I think, Moda, I think Riley Blake, they do a pretty good job of it. And again, those pinked edges are very, very small, but some companies actually have larger pinked edges. So here's a 10-inch square that I cut. And again, just a titch off, not too bad, but you can see a little bit of the red coming through, can't you?
Yeah.
So again, this would be something that you just want to keep in mind. So, but one of the beauties of having pre-cuts is that you don't have to cut everything. So my advice to you is when you get that pre-cut, actually take a measurement of it. Take out that ruler and measure so that am I going to go from the outside of the pinked edge or am I going to go on the inside of the pinked edge? And if you do have to do a little trimming, it's very minimal, but it truly can make a difference in your quilting. So that's the discovery for today.
Yeah, which is great, isn't it? And sometimes the pattern, it doesn't matter. Like on this pattern, it doesn't matter because you're going to sew it and then you're going to come back and trim it anyway. And so, but on others, it's definitely going to matter. So it's good to know.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, that is that. Well, friends, that wraps things up for us today as we finish talking about layer cakes. And I was really enjoying those little trifles over there. Just
wait
keep
a second.
on going.
Allison's like, all you two just do this.
Yeah, exactly.
She's back over there eating her trifle.
I know. Your turn will come soon, I promise.
Okay.
I promise. Hey, before we leave, I want to remind all of you that our MGQS book club is coming up, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. On 3 Themes Live, March 19th, we're going to be discussing the book What the Wind Knows. Oh,
I'm about halfway through it.
Isn't it so good?
It is good.
I love it. I love it. So if you want a chance to participate with us, even if you don't have a chance to read the book, please join us because you're going to not only learn a little bit more about the book, and we'd love to hear your thoughts about the book as well, so we can have like this, a little discussion,
an adult
virtually.
discussion.
I know
they didn't invite me that day.
Yeah, notice who's not on the program, right, Allison? Yeah. No, but we also have a really great project planned for you that was inspired by the book. So, whether you read it or not, we would love to have you participate in our book club for the quarter. And then next quarter, we have another new book that I just finished. And wow, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but Allison, it was a good recommendation. So I'm really, really enjoying it. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us today. We hope you are feeling inspired. We hope you're feeling optimistic about everything that we have to look forward to in this coming year here at Girlfriends. And we just want to thank you for being a part of it all. We love it and appreciate each and every one of you and the community that we have. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing all the things you love. And we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.